Hey y'all. Well, I just put Ratchet away and I'm going to finish cutting some flowers. Thought I'd take you with me this time. There's the little sisters. They're 7 sisters. Isn't there a star constellation or something like that? And look at these two up here on the step. That's funny. I just put Anne and Prissy away. And those two have got, I keep saying that, they have got, there's another one. They have got to go to their permanent location. And there's a daddy. We just have way too many ducks. Hopefully, when the pond gets moved down to its new location, all of these guys will think that it's wonderful to be down there. I wanted to show you guys this Cardon. I don't know if you've ever seen a Cardon, but that is the bloom of a Cardon. And they are pretty doggone big. Let me show put my hand over here beside of it so you can see. Yeah, that's a big dude. And so it's in the process of blooming. And look at all these others getting ready to bloom. I saved, Jared had grown one years and years and years ago, and I saved the seed from it. It was a sentimental thing at that point, but I wanted to grow one, and the seed apparently lasts for a very long time. So yeah, and a Cardon, you can eat them. I don't know which part of the plant you actually eat, but it's supposed to taste like a cross between an artichoke and an artichoke and something. I don't know. I do not know. Look at all these pumpkins, y'all. Yes. Yes. They are everywhere. And Chelsea keeps pulling them. The problem is they've really got to get more ripe than the ones. See, over there's one on the other side. Let me go get my little bucket. But they've got to get much more ripe than they are when she's picking them. The stem actually needs to be drying up or they won't make it. So I did get all this stuff carried down here to wash. I have a hose back there too, but for some reason Hugh got my hydrant replaced. You see, it was broken. It wasn't working any longer, so he had to replace the whole thing, and it's working again, and that makes me very happy. Yay. I hope your day is beautiful. Chelsea has where's the other sister? Girls, where's the other sister? Okay, now that's gonna worry me. Oh gracious, y'all. You just can't protect them 24/7. It's an impossibility. I counted 7 this morning. But anyway, what I was telling you is that it sounds as though Chelsea has finally been approved for her biologic. In the meantime, she's having a great deal of pain. Her doctor has increased her prednisone just to get her through the worst of this particular flare. And she will have to have the shots weekly until they build up in her body. And then I don't know how many times she'll have to have them after that. But that kind of medication worries me. But at the same time, it will give her a great deal of relief. And at this point in time, we desperately need that for her. Someone as young as she is, and she just turned 38 in May, should not hurt as badly as she does. It's really not okay. Hey, mamas. They're enjoying their evening nosh. Hi, Mama Bill. Can you move? I don't want to have to walk past you to the gate. You need to let me through, baby. I don't have food for you. I do not. I do not. I didn't think about that coming up here with this white bucket. That's what he feeds them in. You just stay over there, big girl. Thank you. Thank you very much. There's just always something to be just a little bit concerned about. But I know I sound like such a wimp. But these really big critters do concern me just a little bit. The bull is no longer here. The bull has gone home. So that's a good thing. Let me walk you through and I'll show you what I'm getting ready to cut. Show you Chelsea's dahlias. But the weeds are just, you know, they just are what they are. Next year, hopefully, we can get a better handle on the weeds by having our, not ground cover, but our cover crop in place before everything starts. Chelsea's little dahlias, she started all these from seed. They do not survive well out here without bags. She has to kind of bag the blooms if she wants to preserve them. But this week, like I said, she's been pretty sick. She's worked with me as much as she could possibly work with me. And I think even a little bit beyond. But the dahlias are pretty, but they don't last very long. They just don't last very long. At least these single blooms do not last very long. If you grow that one's pretty. It's a little buggy. If you grow the big ball dahlias, they're supposed to last pretty well. But we had heard from another dahlia farmer that for the first year that dahlias really do not do very well. And here on the other side, these are the straws all the way down to that end are the straws. Look at that, y'all. This is one of my favorites. This one just makes me excited about fall of the year because when I'm tired, what sounds appealing to me is working on crafts. I'm ready to start working on crafts and start painting again this winter. And yeah, but these, they're just gorgeous. They are so gorgeous. You can't get a more gorgeous and usable flower than these little straws. Because what's not used after it's cut can be used for months and months and months in dried flower arrangements. I think they're just gorgeous. But this whole end up here, these are just vegetables, most of them that bolted. All of this just needs to be plowed. And from here, that direction is status. And yeah, I really desperately need to just come up here. I'm just at this point, I just need to bring my nippers and just cut all these weeds out, because people that might come to a U-cut, obviously they don't want to have to fight weeds in order to cut their flowers. But the status are pretty. They're really pretty. Most everything up in this garden is finished, so I don't really know that I'll really let people up in this garden, because right now the bulk of everything is at the other garden. The only thing up here that we don't have down there right now is status and the straw flowers. And I wouldn't see why I couldn't just take a couple of buckets of those down and tell them that this garden up here is not really functioning right now, but they are very welcome to add the status and the status and the straw flowers to their selections. Yeah, that's what we'll do. That way I'm not going to stress so much over the weeds, because this garden, I will not cut the straws until they're completely finished for the winter, or for the summer. But I think everything else is ready to be plowed. There's hardly, Chelsea will want to leave her rows of dahlia, and there's a row up there, as you can see, and then that bottom row down there. So yeah, this up here just, it's ready to go. It's ready to go. I have a few Rudbeckia that I'm going to cut. The Rudbeckia are beginning to look really shabby. And that a beautiful, beautiful flower though. It is such a pretty flower. And I was surprised at how early they came in. So across the road we had actually, there's a perfect one, look at that. Across the road we had planted those last winter, and they survived Helene and came back beautifully. And they're perfect to give you some nice big yellow color before the sunflowers start coming in. There's another perfect one. So the Rudbeckia will definitely get planted in our overwinter garden. But yeah, I think I can let this one go. And look at these Rudbeckia. It's a different kind. They're all different kinds. A lot of them are played out. But they really are beautiful, y'all. If these are, to me, these would be beautiful in an autumn bouquet. And I don't know how to, make them start blooming in the fall of the year, unless we plant them later in the spring and treat them as an annual instead of as a perennial. But I'm definitely going to treat the yellow as a perennial when we get our little perennial area built. But yeah. Alright, y'all. I'm going to, I said I was going to have you cut with me, but there's not really a good place to sit this without it just being a little bit in the way of my feet, because I'll trip over it. So I'm gonna stop the video for now and just plan on talking to you again tomorrow. I hope your evening is beautiful. I think we're getting ready to have a pretty sunset. Pretty sunset. All right. Love you much. Bye-bye.